Does that look straight enough?
Let me see. I think so.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Well, then sit your booty down. What are you doing?
Charging up the laptop.
Oh, yeah. Then you probably need to do that. Oy.
You want another water?
Yeah. Thank you, sir. What you got there?
A little nip of liquid courage.
Whenever you're ready. All right.
Almost.
God dang it.
That's perfect.
Okay.
That is perfection, my friend.
All right. Well, then, live from the cockpit in Houston, Texas, is the 456th edition of Houston Wrestling Radio. This is Abel.
This is Chris.
And thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. We very much appreciate it. Oh, yeah. We're popping open the bubbly now, huh?
A little bit of the bubbly.
If you're watching this live, that's awesome. Make sure that you're logged into your YouTube account. That way you could live chat with us along with the show. I'll see you here in the handy-dandy smartphone on the live chat, and I'll try to involve you as best as I can in the show. So feel free to say hi, fact check, ask questions, talk shit, whatever. I'll see it, and I'll involve you. Now, if you're not watching this live, that's okay. You can still interact with us on Facebook, facebook.com/Houston Wrestling Radio, or just drop a comment down below. Also, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, hit the little bell icon so you know whenever we go live. Chris, my man. Good to see you, sir.
Likewise, baby. It's been a minute.
How are you? What you got there? You got a bombshell strawberry blonde?
Yeah, from Southern Star. This is good.
Southern Star.
Yes,
all right.
Sir.
Yeah.
It's been so long.
Yes, sir.
I had to go old school.
Oh.
Our skeleton, our run sheet is actually on a sheet.
Wow, on a piece
There
of paper.
is a lot to go over.
Is there?
Yes.
Holy crap. Okay.
We were crunched for time a little bit.
Today?
When we did our year-end review episode.
Year in review. That's right.
So we could only stick to year-end review. Normally, we bled over an extra 15, 20 minutes after that was done to talk about what we had done so far in the year, because it had been a week or two already.
It's usually the first week or two of the year is still wrestling still happens.
So
usually every year some important wrestling happens from Japan in the first week of January.
And we actually got beat because something happened in WWE.
What time is it? Huh? What's your watch?
It's not clobbering time.
No, it's not.
It's Tiffany time. Yes. Finally, Tiffany Stratton cashed in on Nia Jax.
Yeah. That was pretty fun. I can't say that I saw it coming, but I can't say that I did see it coming. Like it was a long time in the making, but like I didn't expect that moment, but it makes sense. So yeah, it was cool. I'm glad Tiffany did it. And yeah, I give it a thumbs up.
Was part of why you weren't expecting it because it didn't happen at the end of the show?
Fair. That's fair. Yes.
After the way the show ended, would you have hindsight had Tiffy cash in at the end? It was the first 3-hour SmackDown.
Right.
Of the new year. So you wanted to keep people invested a little bit.
Remind me what happened at the end instead.
Good question.
Oh, shit. You don't even
Bloodline stuff, I think.
Oh, bloodline stuff.
Yeah, bloodline stuff. Yeah.
All right.
So SmackDown had their moment, and then Raw and Netflix had their moment.
Right.
Let's ruffle a few feathers already.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Do you have a hypothesis on why Hulk Hogan got booed so bad in that Raw Netflix debut?
People don't want to see Hogan, right? I would say that wrestling audience tends to skew a little bit young. Not always, but it tends to skew young. And Hogan is a relic of the past. There's more people that have childhood memories of Stone Cold Steve Austin being their most popular wrestler than there are of Hulk Hogan being the most popular wrestler. And when you add on top of that, everything that generation would know about Hogan would be how he fucked up TNA, Hogan knows best, all the shit with Brooke, and then all the racist shit that happened after that. So it's like, yeah, Hulk Hogan isn't the all-American super baby face that people loved in the 80s. He's not like the jerk from WCW who ran TNA into the ground, who is a fucking racist. So that's who he is to the more modern audience. So yeah, Hulk Hogan comes out there trotting him out. He's gonna get booed, especially in Cali. Especially in Cali.
Yeah. So
Blue
Cali.
state, progressive state. Yeah, no, they're gonna boo him, man. You know what? I don't blame him. I don't really want to see Hogan. I don't give a shit about Hogan. And how much the other thing too with Hogan is that he always just takes so much credit for so much stuff that he obviously didn't do. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, come on, man. Just get over yourself, boomer. Like that's kind of how it is with Hogan.
I think you just glossed over a point that I was going to make.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go for it.
I don't think, not to say that your hypothesis is valid. I have nothing to nitpick on what you said.
All right.
But I'm going to come from it from a perspective of people today.
Okay.
Because people today don't see a real American in Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
I think, unless I was dropped on my head so many times.
Well, you were.
I don't remember Hogan saying, eat your vitamins, say your prayers, and take a 12-ounce swig of my beer, daddy.
Yeah.
You know, the first name that I associate drinking beer in professional wrestling is not Hulk Hogan.
It's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
The farthest name I would say is Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Because that's not the character that we remember. That's not what we remember his motto being, what we looked up to.
Yeah.
And depending on about half of the audience in America, that is not the personification of what they think America is. You know, with Hogan sitting ringside next to Donald Trump at a UFC fight weeks or months before.
Yeah.
You know, the MAGA powers.
The MAGA powers.
That's not a guarantee to say that would have worked in Texas.
Right.
Because he was booked to be the guest of Saturday Night's Main Event last weekend in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Last minute audible, $1 Million Man was the guy that they put the spotlight on.
Okay.
But Texas, sure as fucking California.
Right.
That the populace here would have been more receptive to Hulk Hogan if that was the case.
Right.
And the fact that they just decided, nah, we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
I think that would play as much a role. Opinions online skewed down the middle. Either they don't feel that Hogan's atoned for his racist shit, and you want to marry that with the people that he's trying to coincide with now. Is not like that. Like I was expecting him to leave in a Tesla Cybertruck. That's more fitting of his American right now, as opposed to what we grew up as real American.
Right.
And I think it's
okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, even then, it even for Americans, even for most of this generation, you know, the younger skewing generation, I don't know if it's a badge of honor to say you're American.
Yeah.
Especially not right now in this climate. Like if anybody were to say, "Oh, I'm the real American," they're a heel. Look at Chad Gable.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Anybody coming out saying, "Yeah, I'm American." I mean, Cody kind of gets away with it, but he's more like, I'm the American nightmare.
He's the everyman.
Oh, yeah. So it kind of like, and even then, you still got people like, oh, this Homelander motherfucker.
Well, I was just about to say, wait for that Homelander heel turn. You're gonna,
yeah. There's still people that are saying that now. There's little rumblings of it, but like he kind of gets away with it. But I don't think anybody could get away right now with the, go America gimmick, right? Because Americans aren't high on America, and the rest of the world isn't high on America right now. So yeah, I don't think you could get over as a mega babyface by being pro-America. You know,
the only defense that I could give to Hogan as far as the political argument, Undertaker might not be as flashy, but he is also hard right.
Mm-hmm.
But no one has a bad thing to say about Undertaker. You know, he had Trump. Apparently, he had Trump on his podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
But he, I need to go back and watch it. But he doesn't flash his stuff. He's not known for lying. He's not known for being racist. He wears gun shirts. Cool. I know what it's like to shoot a gun. I get it. There's a difference between Undertaker being far right but not flaunting it, as opposed to the way Hogan's been perceived.
I mean, Hogan was a part of the fucking the rallies and stuff. You know, when the campaign was still going on, he literally was up there pulling off his shirts. Yeah, struggling to pull off his shirt, but still.
And it's weird to transition into this, but it's weird that we boo Hogan, his character, for being a real American, yet the crowd went fucking apeshit over the Mexican.
Cero miedo. Yeah,
Penta's debut, bro. Go speak on it. What'd you think?
Dude, it was done very well. His music is great. His entrance is great. The way that they captured his natural swagger that he does with the fucking little move and the like, dude, he looked like he was hyped. And he was. And it worked. And Cole bringing up everything except AEW, like they actually mentioned Lucha Underground. The two-time Lucha Underground champion. Oh, fuck. Wait, Cole's actually... Wow. That's cool. Yeah. It was great, man. It was a great debut.
Were you expecting the promo he cut?
No. I wasn't expecting him to cut a promo. I wasn't expecting him to cut a promo at all. And then he did. And he did pretty well. Now, there was a lot of people online, probably the same people that were like defending Hogan, saying, well, I don't understand what he's saying because he's speaking Spanish. But there was a whole half of it where he was speaking English and speaking English well enough that we could understand it. So, yeah pretty cool.
Gable made him look like $1 million.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne made him look like a threat.
Yeah.
And last week's face-to-face with Braun Breaker, good things are coming. Good things are coming.
Yeah.
Poor Squidward. I mean, Phoenix. Man. Let's see. Speaking of people that we boo at.
Yeah.
Have you heard about the unhappiness of Britt Baker in AEW?
I've heard smatterings. Yeah.
Does it surprise you that there's people there right now that are unhappy in AEW?
No. I get it. It's a company that 5 years ago was a new hotness and everybody wanted to go there. So a lot of people jumped ship and went quote unquote all in. And now they're not doing as good. And the grass is greener on Triple H's WWE. So yeah, now that there's nobody sitting on the hard cam side, now that they're going into smaller arenas, now that Tony Khan doesn't really have somebody that could balance him out. Whether that was the Bucks or Punk or Cody, he's unraveling quickly. I can see why you would be upset in that locker room. Yeah.
I could see how as a fan I would be upset. I think there's only 500 tickets sold so far for this show next weekend in Rosenberg.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be there.
So am I.
I'm one of those 500.
I don't know who else.
Yeah.
Because Rosenberg is not downtown Houston.
No, it's not.
It's not even a Houston suburb.
No, it's not.
You got to pack a lunch.
Yeah.
There's no parking options, so you're paying $20
Yeah.
at least to park there.
Yeah.
And if it's anything like what happened last night, did you watch last night's episode?
I did not watch last night's episode. Told you I was a bad astronaut.
First match, interference ends in shenanigans.
Okay.
Second match, interference ends in shenanigans. Third match, Ricochet beats AR Fox, but then aftermath, Swerve comes out from under the ring and jumps Ricochet. Then the fourth match, Jeff Jarrett versus Claudio. Jeff Jarrett needed Moxley and Yuta for Claudio to beat Jarrett.
Okay.
A guy in his 50s.
Yeah.
Who's not main event card.
Right.
Mid-card at best.
Yeah.
And then you end
they're trying to make him into a main eventer all of a sudden in the last 2 months.
You main event the show with a Japanese female wrestler that hasn't been consistently on television in months. Consistently, at least a month.
Who?
Yuka Sakazaki.
Oh.
Got a title shot against Mercedes Moné.
Okay.
That went past the commercial break and finished 5 minutes after the hour. Mercedes Moné won, and it goes to black. Show's over.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been pissed as a fan if I was at that kind of show, because the same thing happened last week. 3 matches ended in interference, disqualification, and or aftermath.
Okay.
And a lot of it's involving the Death Riders, and I am already at X-Pac heat level. Like
for Death Riders.
It's turning me the fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. If I was at the show and the main event had a Death Rider, or if the main event had Mercedes Moné, I'd already be at the McDonald's across the freeway.
I don't know. There's a McDonald's across the freeway from Rosenberg.
It's a couple exits. I know where it is.
Oh, okay. Of course you would know where the McDonald's is.
Of course I would. Fatty. Yeah.
Now that's a real American hero.
There you
Ronald
go.
McDonald.
Fucking clown.
Yeah, that's the red and yellow that you need.
We've asked this question before. I'm asking it again.
Uh-huh.
If you had the pencil, do one thing to try to pull the nose up and keep it from the Potomac.
For AEW?
Yes.
Okay. One thing. The complete and utter demise of the Death Riders. They lose, they disband, they implode, they backstab each other, they break up something. Because right now it's a black fucking hole in AEW.
That's your cause. Black hole in AEW from Death Riders.
Yeah.
Your effect is which talent on the roster is going to be the one to reap the rewards of being, oh my God, thank God, that's the guy that fucking got rid of the Death Riders. Oh, I love you even if I'm not supposed to love you.
Yeah. Swerve?
Interesting.
I mean, I don't see Swerve going up against him now, but Swerve deserved
You have the
it.
pencil. 6 weeks befor the next pay-per-view, you can make it happen.
Swerve fucking deserved it in his first run to get the fucking spotlight put on him. And nothing against AR Fox, nothing against the Hurt Syndicate, nothing against whoever he's feuding with now, nothing against Ricochet, nothing against cowboy shit. Mm-hmm. He needed to have that spotlight put firmly on top of him and build around him as your top babyface. And do it. Do it now.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think the second part of the problem, first problem was we already tried someone to take over AEW, which was the Elite.
Right.
They failed miserably. So to rehash the takeover storyline with the Death Riders, that's problem number one.
Right.
Problem number two is it felt like the heroes were the opposite of the ECW and WCW invasion. So here's the stats. WWE versus What were your main guys from the WCW, ECW takeover? Who was your top talent?
The top talent was a turncoat Steve Austin.
Beneath that, who was it?
Booker and DDP?
Yes. And then who was it?
God damn, I don't even remember.
So
who am I forgetting?
So why in the blue hell?
Who am I forgetting? What, were you trying to fish for?
Maybe Rob Van Dam. He wasn't.
Okay.
He was still a little raw. He was
Okay.
still in the oven.
Yeah.
Came out good, and then when he got the title, it turned out that he came out a little too toasty.
Okay.
Too toasty.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So the equivalent of that was, okay, we have the Death Riders. So the faces that we're gonna have to take on the Death Riders is Orange Cassidy,
Yeah.
Hangman Page,
Yeah.
Jay White.
Which Hangman's not a face.
Exactly.
Right.
Though you're telling me that in that moment on your AEW roster, those were your 3 top stars to go against your swashbuckling of the company, the group, the guys, the threat.
Yeah.
You're gonna stack that deck against Cassidy, Hangman, Jay White.
Yeah.
If I had the pencil and I knew this wasn't working, because it wasn't working from the moment that they choked out Danielson for a second time with the plastic bag,
Right.
my 3 would have been Omega, Ospreay, Swerve.
All right.
You want to mix it up a little bit? If Omega wasn't ready, Ospreay, Swerve, MJF. Even in
Kept
this
MJF face.
No,
Oh.
I would have had him a heel.
Like, this is my company to fuck over, not
Yeah,
your company.
I fuck it over.
Yeah,
not you
you.
fuckers.
fuck.
Even if he's the heel, is MJF in a better storyline against the Death Riders or rehashing Adam Cole?
That rehash Adam Cole was so bad. It was so bad.
Swerve versus Bobby Lashley and never getting a comeuppance?
Yeah.
Or against the Death Riders?
Yeah. I mean, hell, what about Adam Cole? Adam Cole and the Undisputed Kingdom have gone absolutely nowhere. They could be the top faces that are going against the Death Riders. Could. If you have the pencil for enough time, right?
If Wardlow returned to the group, you can make a case.
Okay.
That they can be somewhat evenly matched. Because if it's just Strong, Cole, O'Reilly, and if you want to flirt with the tag team Bennett and Taven, there's still not enough beef.
Yeah.
For Moxley, Castagnoli, even Pac. You know, Pac, for the size he's in, he looks like a shit brick house.
I mean, but Adam Cole
and Yuta.
No. But at some point, and I think you could still rehab him to that point.
That aura.
Yeah, Adam Cole was the top guy of the business. Top guy on the indies. He had a higher stock than everybody else, and including Mox. I think Adam Cole at his peak versus Moxley would have been great.
Yeah, I agree. McDonough's out.
Okay.
Did you see this injury?
No, I didn't see it. I just heard about it.
Bruh. Moonsault off the springboard off the middle rope on Strowman, I think.
Yeah.
But he did the flip on the side where the announce table was, and so he went back and hit the back of the announce desk, punctured a lung, broke a few ribs.
Oh,
yeah, that was. And he continued the match. Oh, it was against War Raiders. He continued the match, and stupidly, Raymond Rose still hit that full Nelson into the go to sleep finisher on the back of McDonough's head.
Yeah. Oh, fuck,
bro. What do you think of the partnership with WWE and TNA?
I hope it's gonna really. I hope it's really gonna bear some fruit, man. As of right now, it's just a partnership on paper. There hasn't been too much more than what we've already seen. But I also don't want TNA to be just another NXT. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as long as everybody plays well together, but they still have their own sandbox to play in. Okay, cool.
Yeah. After watching their show live in Genesis, after watching their live episode of Impact last week, eventually between when you leave tonight and the Rumble this Saturday, I will be watching tonight's episode of Impact that was taped in San Antonio also.
Okay.
I'm curious. They've got some good stuff. Fraxium versus the Rascals on the live show on Thursday was good.
Yeah.
With the Rumble coming up, there's possibilities for some surprises on both matches.
Yep.
I think I agree with what you said. It's I don't know if it could be a bit demoralizing for TNA to be another feeder system.
Yeah.
But if it still has enough weight to do its own thing and still be taken as its own thing with a little help, I could see it actually getting a lot better. Not that like they're already on a come up. The last couple of months they've been on a come up, and I think the WWE stuff's going to make it that much better. Let's talk match of the week.
No,
because we ended our year in review episode with not 4 slots, 3 slots.
Well, no, we were still going to try to do 4 because we were going to try to bounce a wild card out there.
Okay.
So there were still going to be 4.
4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We saw 2 matches before we turned on the record.
We did see. There's one that I specifically want to talk about first.
Go for it.
I want to talk about Jordynne Grace versus Tessa Blanchard from Genesis. I had one prevailing thought throughout the match, and then a second thought that happened more towards the end.
Go for it.
All right. My prevailing thought was, damn, they have a lot of creative little spots and moves, and for lack of a better term, the choreography was fucking great. They did a whole lot of stuff that like subverted expectations a little bit, where they were in a certain position and you didn't expect them to do that. For example, package pile driver position that Jordynne Grace was in turned into a power bomb.
Yeah.
Oh, not into a package pile driver. Oh, that's cool. So there were several moves and spots like that, and it made me think, wow, this is a very creative match. These girls are doing really great. I really like it, but it felt like I needed this match intensity-wise, stiffness-wise to go up a notch or 2. If you did all of the exact same moves that you did in this match, but just put a little bit more stank on it, just put a little bit more mustard, a little bit more paprika on those matches, make it just a little bit more intense, a little bit more stiff, I would have been like, bro, to the moon.
You were clapping a lot during this match.
I was.
You were reacting positively to a lot of the moves.
I was. I definitely was. And again, it was to the creativeness of the moves.
So this was your thought through the match.
Throughout the match.
Okay. So before you get to the end,
yes,
I want to just emphasize something you said, because that's one of the thoughts I had, having the benefit of watching this on the telly instead of watching it in the arena.
Good, because I was going to ask you, while you were up in the arena on the nosebleeds, seeing it from a little bit of a distance, I would imagine that just seeing the types of moves and seeing the choreography, you would have been like, oh, that's really cool. But now seeing it up close, am I wrong?
No, because
I'm not wrong.
It was
okay.
Not only was it missing snap or flair, I don't blame you, because I didn't give you the opportunity to watch the build-up video going into this match, and you might not know the intensity of the rivalry between Jordynne Grace and Tessa Blanchard.
I know Tessa showed up and jumping Jordynne from a few weeks ago. I know that happened.
So the thing that I noticed watching the match was, and I don't mean to be disrespectful when I say it, but I'm going to just say it the way I saw it. There was too much crying. There was too much woe is me. Like, most of the pinfalls that Tessa made where Jordan kicked out, she was like,
yeah, okay.
You mad, bitch? Don't make sad faces. Get up and beat the shit out of her some more. She did it so much.
Frustrated, not sad.
Don't be sad. Be frustrated.
Yeah.
You know, and especially to Tessa, because she had the crowd in her fucking palms. This is something you might not have caught, but we've had this conversation specifically between the rivalry of John Cena and Daniel Bryan during SummerSlam season.
Okay.
That every time Cena wrestled someone, for the most part, it was the cheering was pro Cena, and then the booing wasn't pro the opponent. It was anti Cena. Tessa was getting anti Cena, not pro Jordan. In Jordan's home state of Texas.
Yeah.
And Tessa was still getting all the reaction.
Yeah.
Like, feed off of it.
Okay.
Thirst from it. Get more aggravated. Let that build you up. Don't feel fucking the female term of emaciated after every pinfall that she kicks out of. Like, motherfucker, you kicked out at 2. At least, even if you're not going to like attack right after because you got kicked out, at least show some kind of negative frustration, not like sympathy. Like, she was doing facial reactions when she was getting kicked out of 2s, like she was the face wrestling Sami Callihan for the men's world title. She wasn't a face.
Okay.
So those were face-ish reactions she was doing after those kickouts.
Like, oh my God, I can't believe what's it gonna do?
Yeah.
That more like, fuck you, I'm gonna fuck you up more. Okay.
Slam the mat, grind the mat a little, pull on a rope, frustrate yourself. Don't be depressed that she got kicked out.
Yeah.
You know, you came back and you jumped her from behind after a match. You feel like you're better than this woman.
I wasn't thinking that during the course of the match, but when you're saying that, I could visualize what you're saying. I could see what you mean. Okay, cool.
Towards the end, where was your train of thought going?
So that train of thought was still there. My train of thought was, damn, I really wish that all this stuff that they've done was a little bit more intense, because everything is there right, but it's just at an 8, sometimes at an 8.5, sometimes at a 7. I needed to be at a 9 or a 10 as far as intensity goes. I had no notes as about what happened in the match, where you were, the types of moves that you did, the spots, blah blah blah.
I will say this. The other thing that caught me off guard was, at times I didn't feel like this was a woman's match, because the stuff they were doing I would expect from Ospreay and Omega and Ricochet and fucking Swerve, not those 2 women. As a compliment to the women, not as a like, what the fuck are y'all doing that for? Like, what y'all imitating? No, they did fucking good.
And they did stuff that was creative that I haven't even seen the guys do. Right? Yeah. So that's I hear you. Until the removal of the turnbuckle pad spots. Like, I don't think the match needed it. And if you're going to fuck it up, just abandon it. If you're trying to pull off the turnbuckle and the turnbuckle's not pulling off, don't try to pull it off again. Half-ass pull it off. Still use a move as was basically just a tease for a 2 count onto it, and then go back to it again to expose the metal underneath. Oh, there's not even metal exposed underneath. You had to have Aiden English sound like a fucking dumbass. Oh, you went right to the face on that exposed turnbuckle. No, it wasn't. After you took off the padding, it was wrapped in like a bunch of fucking tape. You didn't see the metal at all. Yeah. Like, no, like, and it was like Tessa was thinking, I have to do this spot because it's in the script.
No. And it wasn't even the finish.
And it wasn't the finish. The finish was the top rope Magnum move. Yeah, that was the finish. So no, you didn't need it. Didn't need it at all. So if you eliminated the whole kerfuffle with the removing the turnbuckles, remove that whole kerfuffle and turn up the intensity a little bit, I would have been like, that is a humdinger of a fucking match. It's still great. It's still one of the better matches. I'm glad you showed it to me. that I've seen so far this year, right?
Yeah.
Of course, it's still just mid-January or end of January, but yeah, it's really good. That being said, the elephant in the room when you're talking about Tessa Blanchard is what they were chanting at her, right? And when I'm talking about and all these points that I just made, my 2 points, your points about the match, it was about the match. The way I feel about Tessa Blanchard is same way I kind of feel about Logan Paul. I don't want to give her flowers. I don't want to give Logan Paul or Jake Paul, both of them. Yeah. I don't want to give them their flowers, but God damn it, they're good at wrestling.
Yeah. And make sure there's some thorns on those roses.
Yeah. So they did a good job at wrestling, but they were chanting at her. You're a racist. Yeah. Oh, she's a racist. Yeah. Well, whatever. You're or she, whatever. Yeah. You're a racist, right? Yeah. Should she be canceled? Probably. There's enough other women that have shared locker rooms with her that are women of color that have straight up said, I don't fuck with her because of this. Now, did you see what RVD said? I think it was like today or yesterday or something. RVD came out basically trying to defend Tessa Blanchard with the whole, well, she's never been racist to me. You're white. And when I grew up in a neighborhood where there was a lot of racist stuff that happened. It just happened, and you can expect the older crowd to be racist. And some people might not be racist, but they'll say a racist thing just to hurt somebody. So it's just all like feelings, man. If you just like we're trying to say something to be hurtful, that doesn't mean you're racist. So I don't think she's racist because I've never seen her do anything racist. But if she said something, she may have said something in the moment out of emotion, but that doesn't mean. And I was like, RVD, bro, it wasn't like one time she said one thing wrong. Yeah. She's had multiple complaints levied at her from multiple people in multiple locker rooms. Bro. Ugh. No, man. And that's why I kind of don't really want to give her too many flowers. I kind of want to put a lot of this on Jordan, right? Jordan did a goddamn good job, too.
On her way out.
It takes two to tango, right? It takes two to tango in that match. So, yeah. I mean, was it a good fucking match? It was a good fucking match. I don't know if I want to endorse that much for somebody that's that problematic.
So when you say elephant in the room, the first person I think of is Arnold, regardless of how often he hits the gym.
Okay.
So he heard good stuff about the match after because I was in the chat live shooting with y'all. Hey, man, Jordan and fucking Tessa.
Yeah.
For what it's worth.
Yeah.
Match of the night.
Yeah.
Banger. Arnold was in the chat and he's like, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
He saw it and he wants to put it on the match of the year list.
Okay.
What say you?
So it is January 29th or 30th. What's today?
30th.
It's January 30th. We haven't even finished the first month of the year. We have 0 matches on our match of the year list.
Yeah.
Is this the best match I've seen that we have discussed so far year to date? Yes.
Okay.
Am I willing to say, let's do the thumbs up, down, yes, no, and put it on the match of the year? We can, because again, there's no competition. So, okay, sure. Let's put it on match of the year. For which category? Other, right? Because our categories this year are WWE main roster, NXT or AEW, and then the rest, right?
With a ghost slot.
With a ghost slot. Yeah. Sure. Because I don't have another match as of yet to talk about to supplant it or usurp it or anything like that to say that, hey, this match is better. So it's almost by like default.
Sure. What helps me is there's no seasons to this. Like time, pro wrestling is linear. Mm-hmm. So if this match was just as good as the women's matches I saw 3 weeks ago, 6 months ago, it doesn't matter if it's January, February, March. If it's good, it's fucking good. If it's good enough to be on the list, it's good enough to be on the list.
Yeah.
The last compliment I will give it is, I don't know if it was the combination of the camera angles or the commentary, but I remember having the discussion with you guys in our thread that my only complaint was that the match in the moment felt a bit too long, that there were a couple of finishers.
Okay.
And oddly enough, I didn't feel it this go around.
Okay.
I think this was pretty good from start to finish. Maybe 2 minutes. Again, going back to, hey, nerf that. Try something different. Or just go straight to the finish with the Magnum instead of the buckles.
Yeah.
Because there were some pretty sick moves that they were hitting on each other. I was like, oh, that's it? No. Oh, that's it? No. Is that it? No. Turnbuckles again, because she tried it on the other side. Right. She tried pulling on it and nothing happened.
So and then she went to this side.
The other side. So
tried to do the middle one. The middle one didn't work. Tried to do the bottom one. That one didn't work.
Tried the bottom one first.
And then the
didn't
middle
work.
One.
Then the middle.
And then the middle one. Yeah, sorry, I had that backwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the other match first.
Okay.
Because we saw a second match after
we did see two matches.
This was a bit overhyped by me because one of us always tends to do that if one of us catches a match before anybody else.
Okay.
Fucking Hector. I mentioned it in a year in review that we had homework. We were going to watch Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd.
Right.
Not Wrestle Kingdom.
Right.
Wrestle Dynasty the night after.
Right.
We finished watching the match before I started setting this up. Bell rings, match is over. What's the first thought that pops in your mind?
My first thought is, goddamn. That kid, no pun intended, just made a name for himself.
Agreed.
Yeah. I had absolutely no fucking clue or idea what a Gabe Kidd was.
Mm-hmm.
Now I need to know what a Gabe Kidd is. And I got a good fucking glimpse as to what a Gabe Kidd is. Yeah. And I want more. Give me more Gabe Kidd.
Yes, sir.
I want to see this kid, again, no pun intended, grow up in that ring.
In that environment.
In that environment. Because if this is him just trained out of the LA New Japan dojo, and now is going into Japan and is like accepted by the Japanese New Japan world
under the Shibata learning tree. No pun intended.
And this is baby Gabe Kidd. I want to see what Gabe Kidd is 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from now. Oh, he's gonna be a problem in a good way.
If Tanahashi's pupils still work, within the next 2 years, if not next year, Gabe Kidd should be main eventing Wrestle Kingdom for the title. Kenny Omega just did the Will Smith.
Yeah.
This is Gabe Kidd. Between Shota Umino, Tsuji, and Zack Sabre Jr. and this kid, this is like the if you play the cards right, that could be your next four pillars like Okada, Tanahashi, Nakamura, Shibata.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Not bad for a white kid. Again, no pun intended. I keep saying kid because he is a kid, but his last name is Kid.
My first thought was completely opposite. My first thought was negatively in the sense of AEW better not fuck this up. Because and I say that because they have been blessed with a gift of Kenny Omega at fucking 100%. You look at any of the 4 Omega Okada matches and what he did in those matches, and you look at what he did with Gabe Kidd.
Yeah,
there is not a step lost. I would say a step gained. Because that was some of the best selling Kenny Omega's done.
Yeah.
And Kenny Omega is AEW in general. They're not known for selling. They're known for choreography, for wrestling, for acrobatics. Yeah. They're not known for selling. And Omega did a fucking good job actually selling. It's easy for him to sell because, again, diverticulitis ain't no fucking joke.
Right.
You know, so that's easy pickings. But as an example, he was asking for the ice pack, and then when he finally got it, he kicked the fucking kid because he took too damn long.
He kicked the young boy.
The left line. Yeah, it's like, you know what? He's embracing the fact that a lot of those Japanese fans feel like Chris Charlton, that AEW just came and took all our guys. Like, what the fuck? And Omega was the first one. Omega might have been the catalyst because he's one of the original for AEW. And now he's back. Fuck Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
And then you think about it, Wrestle Kingdom had 28,000 people. Wrestle Dynasty, with AEW stars included, only had 16,000.
Wow.
So maybe the Japanese audience really don't want to fuck with AEW.
Maybe.
And Omega was the embodiment of that. And it felt almost refreshing to see Omega get heel reactions because Kenny Omega at his best in New Japan was the heel stuff, was Bullet Club, was Good Night, Goodbye, Bang.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't the video game guy from Otaku that's like doing all these video game tournaments and streaming in front of his Xbox, you know? That shit was fucking good. The contrast of styles played into it a lot.
The thing that, and you kind of you a little bit brought this up, the sometimes unfair comparisons that you have between women's wrestling and men's wrestling, that I've said whenever Give Divas a Chance, you know, first happened, and then the women's revolution then subsequently happened, which is I want women's wrestling to be at the point where I'm not thinking, wow, that's really good for a women's match. Where I think, wow, that's really good for a match. Jordan Grace versus Tessa Blanchard was really good for a match, with the exception of the intensity level. I wanted that intensity level because everything else was there. This match had the intensity level. While as the women's match that we watched may have had a little bit more creativeness in the spots, creativeness in the choreography, this match just was brutal. They had the intensity right from the jump. And I'm not just saying that because, there was blood. No, it's not because there was blood. It was because everything was stiff, appropriately stiff. Stiff enough to show that, the story is this kid who's brought up in Japan is the embodiment of the feelings of the audience of New Japan who feel like you abandoned us, you're a traitor, and now you're coming back. Fuck you. You know what? I am New Japan. I am what this house is going to be built on. Yeah. If you want to come over here and try to fuck with it, you have to take it from my cold, dead hands. And that was the intensity that was in that match. Yeah. And that, like, when I juxtapose those two matches together, like we watched the women's match first. I was already thinking that it's like, oh man, you need to turn up the volume on the on the oomph, right? You have everything right there that you need. It just needs to be a little bit harder hitting. This match had all the harder hitting, so I didn't need as creative of moves. Yeah. Right? And
I feel like they did more with less. Yeah. Like in the first 2 minutes, the kid's already going at Omega. He's already attacking Omega. Right. And then Omega's like, well, fuck it. Let's just throw hands.
Yeah, he would stand up and box.
And you think Gabe
he was trying to box
and with him. Think Gabe Kidd had the stance and everything that he was going to get the upper hand. No, Omega popped him in the mouth, and Gabe Kidd was like, but then he stopped and looked again and was like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, and then they went at it again. They turned it up again, which was a weird dichotomy because Gabe Kidd and the War Dogs are heels in New Japan. And Kenny's the face in AEW. And the whole thing was turned because of the story of Omega leaving and saying, oh, this young line is the future that I left behind? Bah, Upshaw.
Yeah.
Now, well, apparently.
Commentary did a great job telling that story. But so did the two competitors. They did a great job telling that story.
Connors also did at some point going fucking apeshit for his dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, it was really, really good. Now every rose has its thorn, right? You said this about the women's match, and I don't necessarily agree with it. You said that the women's match, time-wise, took too long. No, there was a spot that I thought didn't need to be in there. But if it was still the same, run time, I probably would have been okay with it. This match took too long.
Typical New Japan match.
3 to 5 minutes too long.
Yeah.
I thought this was over once all the chairs were in the ring, ECW style. Mm-hmm. When Red Shoes was in there and they were still wrestling, and Red Shoes was like taking his time going around the ring, throwing out the chairs, I was like, all right, cool, here's the finish. No, it went for another 2 or 3 minutes after that. Nah, it could have ended still with the debris in the ring to just show how crazy this match was, right? Yeah. But no, he cleaned up the ring. Why? So we can have a proper wrestling match after? No, you didn't need that. The story didn't need that. All that could have just stayed there in the ring, and you could have had the young boys clean it up after the match was over, between that match and the next match. Yeah. So no, it went for a little bit too long, especially, if we were just going to end it with a one-winged angel, Yeah. So yeah, no. Just cut out a little bit there at the end. That's my one note to pick. My one nit to pick. It went for a little bit too long after what seemed to be the crescendo. Yeah,
I feel you. The one thing that you didn't get to see, because after that match ended, we pretty much started setting up. Mm-hmm. When the match first started, Tanahashi's doing Japanese commentary, so he's at ringside, and so Gabe Kidd jumps the rail and stares at Tanahashi and is telling him, like, look, I'm representing this. This is your company. This is our company. I'm representing us, and I'm gonna do you proud. Okay. He gets beat. He's bloody. He's a mess. War Dogs are cleaning up the mess, and Gabe Kidd, as disheveled as he was with over his arms with War Dogs, he's staring at Tanahashi at commentary. Tanahashi, bro, is crying.
Really?
And he's not like
crowd papa crying?
No alligator tears. Bro was legit. Like, you could see him wearing it like on his face. That was like the punchline to that entire story, that entire match. Okay. This is gonna be a fucking cop-out. Okay. And probably an antithesis to me a month ago. I think both of these matches should be on the match of the year list.
Both of them. Okay. Yeah. So here's what I was thinking, right? There was a reason why I wanted to talk about the women's match first. Yeah. And there was a reason why I was saying, okay, let's go ahead and throw it on the list as a consolation.
Because you were going to dethrone it with the men. And Arnold wants this match on the women's match on the match of the year, and he's never seen this, and he could agree with us.
He could
with this.
But they're both on the same category. Technically, they're both under other.
So would it defeat the purpose of having a ghost or a fourth pick or giving NXT its moment for a match that it wouldn't even beat WWE's own match?
Not right now. Because right now we have 2 match of the years, and we only have 3, and then your wild card. Yeah. And 2 of them are from the same category. So we could put one in one category and one hanging out in the other under the wild card.
Is that where you want to put Tessa in the ghost spot so she didn't get the recognition?
Not because I don't want Tessa to get the recognition, although that is fair. I do feel that way about it. But trying to be objective, just looking at matches, that match is good. When I compare it to Kid versus Omega, I like Kid versus Omega better. Okay. Because there was more intensity, more story, and it felt like it meant more, and it's piqued my interest more. I'm wanting to see what happens with New Japan and Gabe Kidd more than I want to see what happens with Tessa in TNA.
And that's the right not the right answer as the choice, but the right answer as in what to see with Tessa and TNA, because Jordan's on the way out. There's not going to be a rematch. There's not going to be nothing. Yeah. In all sense and purposes, this is Tessa's division now for her to reclaim.
Yeah, it was Jordan's.
That's something you don't want to, and that's probably something right now. Yeah. Today, January 30th, you're not interested in.
Right. Because I don't want to have to
So
like Tessa Blanchard, the same way I don't want to have to like Logan Paul.
So
my flowers for this are more for Jordan, but still it takes two to tango, and it was a damn good match. So I'm willing to say for the other category, we're putting Omega versus Kid.
Okay.
And our wild card is now Tessa versus Jordan.
So is that a conversation that you want to have at the end of the year, or do you want to just nip it in the bud now and just keep Omega and Kid?
No, because we have open spots. It's the middle of, or it's the end of January. It's the end of January. We have 11 more months. Something's going to dethrone them.
Gotcha.
Something's going to dethrone them.
I'm in
because the wild card can get dethroned by anything. Yeah. If we have two good NXT matches in a row, right? If we have two good AEW matches in a row, now we're going to have to debate, well, what's going to dethrone the wild card?
Got you. So that's it. We got two matches in the beginning of January.
Wow.
And they're not from WWE
or
AEW.
Wow. And one of them has somebody that should have been canceled. Fuck. What a wild fucking ride.
That's what happens when you wait 4 weeks.
Yeah, I know, right? You save up your load for 4 weeks, and then once you bust it, it's really intense.
What match are you looking forward to the most this weekend at the Royal Rumble?
Is it okay if I say Cody versus KO?
You just did.
Cody versus KO.
Tell them why.
KO's funny. And I like him. And I like Cody. And this has been a good feud.
It's been great.
Yeah. And I know Cody's going to win. Right? KO's not winning the belt going into WrestleMania to headline WrestleMania. No, that's not for you, Daddy. That's for somebody else. And that somebody else is my son, Cody Rhodes. So yeah, Kevin Owens isn't winning it. So I know, but I'm so interested in it. I like the whole wing dingle versus a regular belt. He was carrying it around and yeah, man.
This is probably my last thread of hope.
Okay.
For Kevin Owens. And it isn't as a character. I'm saying that this is probably the fourth year in a row where Kevin Owens has an opportunity like this during Royal Rumble season and is just not greater than.
Okay.
Knowing that you have an elimination chamber in 4 more weeks where you can easily take the belt off of him, go back to whatever story you wanted to do, but you fucking got me. Next time there's an opportunity where I have doubt, I'm going to be reminded that I had doubt when Kevin Owens won the belt from Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
I was under the impression, because I'm a jaded wrestling fan that's been watching for 25 years, Jarrett versus Castagnoli. If Jarrett wins, he gets a title shot. Of course, Jarrett's going to find a way to win. No, Claudio won. So Jeff Jarrett's fucked shit out of luck again. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna need to shut my mouth a little bit.
Okay.
For a little while.
All right.
For a little while.
Okay.
Kevin's done such a good job with the old school belt. Imagine his assholery if he had both for 4 weeks.
Okay.
For 4 weeks.
I mean,
just give me 4 weeks.
I would like that. That would be fun.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I would like it. It would subvert expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Match itself, ladder match, both titles are in the air. My anticipation level, story's been great. Homelander's peeking out a little bit. Like, are we teasing? Like,
we'll see. I don't think we're there yet. I'm not ready.
I know we're not there yet.
I'm not ready to boo Cody, and I'm not ready to boo Cody in the near future. I want to cheer for Cody at WrestleMania.
Before the KO stuff, he had been getting a smattering.
A little bit, but I disagreed with him.
But the best part is that audience,
they
don't know the heel Cody, the Bullet Club heel Cody,
right?
Homelander, the Ring of Honor heel Cody when he was doing the indie run. They don't know about that mofo.
Yeah,
and I don't know if they're ready for it.
Yeah.
The only thing that's hindering it is I don't think he'd be in the top 5 heels on the company if he goes heel.
Okay.
So why try to risk it now? You know, Austin turned heel in 2001. You still had Triple H.
Yeah.
And he was doing better shit than Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And there might have been one more person. Kurt Angle. His heel work against Chris Benoit, that run, the Intercontinental run, he was doing better heel stuff than Steve Austin as a heel. And it didn't last too long because then it went to the what, and it went to the comedy, and then it went to him eventually going back to babyface because the heel stuff just wasn't working. Yeah. If WWE could realize in 3 months that Austin as a heel wasn't working, why the fuck had Tony Khan?
Well, because Tony Khan is Tony Khan. Tony Khan, I'm starting to learn, is stubborn. Tony Khan is stubborn and not willing to change and not willing to deviate from his path.
So he's a man post-op.
What?
He was a woman.
What?
Because they all stubborn.
Shut up.
And on the floor half the time. You know why? Because they be tripping. Fucking Tony Khan.
Shut up.
I'm at an 8 for this ladder match, and I am picking Kevin Owens to win.
Wow.
Please.
I am at a 9 at this match. I am picking Cody to win, and that's the only reason why I'm not at a 10. If I thought that there really was a legitimate chance that Kevin Owens could win this, if I thought that if this was fucking, I don't know, June, October. Right? June, October, not WrestleMania season. Okay, yeah, Kevin might have a chance, right? Yeah. But no, we're going into Mania season. Your biggest draw for the last year has been Cody, or one of your biggest draws. No, Cody's keeping that belt.
Owens wins the belt. We go to Elimination Chamber for the WWE title. And in that Elimination Chamber match, Owens gets eliminated by Sami Zayn. And we get Owens versus Sami at Mania.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
A year after Owens and Zayn main evented Mania and won the belts.
Wow.
Oh, 2 years after.
2 years, yeah.
2 years after.
Wow. Yeah? That could work.
Can make it work, man. 2 out of 3 falls. DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns for the tag titles.
That sounds delicious. It's going to be fun, flippy dippy, back and forth. 2 out of 3 falls. That's going to be great.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your Yelp rating?
Oh my God. I want to say like 9. But I don't know if the story quite warrants a 9. But the match on paper warrants a 9. So, fuck it, 9?
The match on paper warrants a 9, but there's only 2 actual wrestling matches on the Royal Rumble card. And I worry that one of these falls is going to happen within the first 2 minutes. And it will water down the match for me. Like, if there's only 4 matches on this card, 2 of them are Royal Rumble matches. Regardless of how long the Royal Rumble matches are, 2 out of 3 falls, tag titles. I want this to go 30 minutes.
Fair.
And if it goes 15, it's a disservice.
Especially for 2 out of 3 falls with a tag team. 2 out of 3 falls with like one-on-one. You could probably maybe rush it a little
18,
bit.
19.
But tag team matches usually should take a little bit longer. So when they're shorter, they're more disappointing. But if you're going to squeeze 3 falls in there, I'm picking up what you're putting down there. Yeah.
I'm at a 9.
Yeah, you're still at a 9 anyway.
When they lost the belt to DIY, that match was fire.
Yeah.
It was a great television match.
Yeah. Now, how much of a factor is it that we should have gotten this 5 years ago? You know, can you imagine 5 years ago DIY versus 5 years ago Motor City Machine Guns? I mean, I don't think the Guns are bad right now, but they're on the tail end of the bell curve. They're starting to fight Father Time.
That's a separate disservice.
Okay.
Because how about what instead of why didn't we get this match 5 years ago? Mm-hmm. Why didn't we get 5 years ago a fatal 4-way match for the NXT World Title with all 4 of these guys?
Oh fuck! I can only get so erect.
How about that?
Holy shit! Yes, Shelly and Saban should have been signed such a long time ago. Fuck Vince.
For singles runs.
I know.
And then every once in a while, the enemy of my enemy. Oh, y'all forgot we used to tag? Bitch, let's throw down.
Oh, God, that would have been so
Save
much fun.
the tag for special occasions and keep them separate.
Is it too late?
No.
Is 2025 Motor City Machine Guns too late for all of this?
It's not about their age and the year being too late. It's how much time we've already devoted 3 months to Motor City as a tag team on WWE television.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to invest the next 18 months on Motor City as a team, or are we going to spend the next 6 months after WrestleMania experimenting with them having individual runs?
Yeah.
Put them on different brands, reunite them for the co-promoted pay-per-views or whatever.
Okay.
Or again, if the story warrants it, we could tag up.
Yeah.
And yeah, you think you could stop one of us? You can't stop both of us either.
Yeah, yeah.
So I feel like it's not, and it's weird saying this, I feel like it's not a waste to Motor City right now because they won the belts like on their second week.
And they still could go, right?
And the crowd likes them. The crowd is openly receptive to them.
Yeah. And their fucking theme song is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hector in the live chat. What's up, Hector? He says Motor City Machine Guns versus Ciampa and Gargano give me hope for black and yellow NXT caliber match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially with Triple H in charge.
Yeah.
Fuck. Ooh, I got a spicy take. I've got DIY retaining.
Okay.
Through chicanery.
Okay.
And I think it's only happened once, but it might happen again. 6 tag team elimination chamber. Because
tag team elimination chamber?
Because you've got Pretty Deadly.
Uh-huh.
You got the Mexicans, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, and you could throw 1 or 2 other teams in there that are kind of like flirting with the business. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, and maybe one other team. War Raiders.
Yeah.
Put all 6 of them inside the chamber.
Okay.
And get Motor City the belt back there.
Okay.
And then number 3, DIY Motor City WrestleMania.
I'd be okay with that. Ladder. Tag team ladder match.
Yeah.
With those 4.
Yeah.
Fuck me running. Dude, that's going to be great. Waller and Theory got moved to Raw, right? Yeah, Hector did.
That portal's still open, so we could get. You want to be frisky. Take out Theory and Waller in the elimination chamber. Mm-hmm. Put in Fraxium.
Oh, fuck me! Yeah,
sitting, running.
Yeah. Anyway,
upside down.
Yeah,
cartwheel.
Give me another hernia. I don't care. Shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Ladies first.
Okay. No. So we're getting into the ladies rumble?
Yeah.
So are those 2 matches the only 2 non-rumble matches
so far?
So the tag and Cody versus KO.
Yes.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
As of now.
Okay.
They might add something on SmackDown. Maybe not.
Okay. Women's Royal Rumble.
First. We do this every year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not writing down all these names. We still don't know who's in the Rumble match.
Mm-hmm.
Who we do know is in the Rumble match.
Mm-hmm.
How well do you think Charlotte will do?
Charlotte could actually fucking win.
Again?
Why? Because she's fucking Charlotte.
I need to record Arnold's Yahweh because that fits in right now.
Ooh, what if we get the North for WrestleMania?
Ooh.
That'd be nice.
Ooh. Yeah,
can you imagine?
Not leaving. He's still on storyline.
It's still TNA.
Oh, fuck
it's
me.
TNA,
I forgot about that.
Right.
Oh,
so
God,
you can have Ethan and you just said his name.
Josh
Alexander both show up in the Rumble and then have a moment like, hey. And then that just leads to something at Mania, or something.
Fuck.
That'd be really fucking cool. Okay, we're jumping ahead to the men's rumble.
You see Charlotte in the Final 4.
Yes. at least in the Final Four. Why? Because it's fucking Charlotte Flair. Of course. You're already putting vignettes out there that she's coming back in the Rumble. She's not a surprise. No. They're trying to market her as, hey, watch the Rumble because Charlotte's going to be there because Charlotte, ooh. I already have Charlotte fatigue, and she's been gone 2 years.
It's obvious you got Charlotte fatigue because it's not, ooh. It's, woo! Fine. Who do you want to see in the Rumble?
I mean, I'm sorry if this is obvious.
Throw names out.
Jordan fucking Grace.
Okay, good. Again, 2 years in a row. Hit me with another one.
Why not Jordan Grace? Okay, Mickie James. Sure.
Okay.
Julia.
Yes.
Julia. Yeah. Dr. Britt Baker.
What the fuck?
You
want some shit, bro. You want some shit.
The doctor will see you now.
Oh god, you are on some shit. God damn.
Can you imagine?
That's all I can do is imagine because it's not gonna happen. Here, names. You threw three, I'll throw three.
Oh, Hector says AJ Lee. No. All right, give me three names. Give me your
Stephanie Vaquer.
Okay. Yes.
Lash Legend.
Yes. Hector has another good one.
Masha Slamovich.
Oh,
they showed her on NXT television, sitting in the audience wearing the belt.
Masha Slamovich.
Jordan Grace was the champion last year. That was her key. That she was the women's champ. So why not Masha?
Do you think they'll get Tessa Blanchard? Do you think?
So I didn't have this opinion when I was watching the match in the arena, but I started kind of fucking with myself while we were watching the match here together. Imagine the four horsewomen being Charlotte, Tessa, her name's off the tip of my tongue. She's second generation.
Ellering. Ellering's kid.
Rachel
Ellering.
Rachel Ellering. And they recruit somebody.
Okay.
As the four horsewomen.
Okay.
On the main roster.
Okay. So do you think? Well, what's Rachel Ellering doing right now?
I think she's still hurt.
Where's she signed to?
Indies. I don't think she's. Maybe Ring of Honor. I don't know, but she's been on the Indies for a minute.
Hector, help us out. Where's she signed to?
Lacey Von Erich's long retired, even though she wouldn't fit with the Horseman moniker anyway. But
I mean, she could if you're just redoing, whatever. Just because it's a legacy family name, they could just
if they want to do a legacy family name, you put Raquel Gonzalez in there.
Okay.
Raquel Rodriguez.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I wouldn't be pleasantly surprised, but I wouldn't be negatively shocked if Tessa walks out there in the Rumble. She has name value. She's a Blanchard. Her dad was just on ringside last weekend for main event. So the name recognition would be there.
But again, it's okay.
Is anyone ready for Asuka?
Apparently somebody's too ready for Asuka.
What kind of night? Goddamn. God,
so apparently
wrestling fans are fucking creeps, dude.
Yeah. Apparently, she's getting stalked and she had to call the cops and she's not feeling safe and she's super stressed.
She will never love a wrestling fan in that way. No.
Yeah.
Fucking cock block for the rest of us. God damn.
Oh God, you had a chance. Jesus.
Look at me. I had a chance.
Hector says that Ellering's in AEW ROH.
Okay. That sucks.
Can I tell you his other picks?
Go for it. I didn't even look at the monitor, so I'm oblivious.
Santina.
Bitch!
Santina Marella. And
gets eliminated by his daughter.
Oh God. And then the man Becky Lynch.
Oh yeah, she's due.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're jaded and we read a lot of wrestling dirt sheets, I kind of bummed that Alexa's not in this. She was supposed to make a return. She's not, after all. Contract.
Unless that's a swerve.
Unless that's a swerve. Yeah.
Asuka needs to call Murder Grandpa. Murder Grandpa, I'll protect you.
Yeah. Who do you have winning it? Keep in mind, right now, the women's champions, and I'm going to say this for a reason. The women's champions right now are Tiffany Stratton, Mommy, and Julia. Charlotte has used her Rumble victory to wrestle Rhea Ripley for the NXT belt, so I feel safe in saying that we should include all three brands.
So I'm torn between Nia and Mommy. That's who I'm torn between. Now, I do think that, like, if we're just talking about Final Four, Nia, Mommy, Charlotte, and I'm searching for a fourth, and I don't know who. If Becky Lynch does show up, okay, Becky Lynch.
There's always someone that gets a rub, so it would have to be probably like Roxanne Perez.
Oh! Yeah, Roxanne. Roxanne's showing up in the Rumble.
If she's in the Final Four with the rest of that talent, Roxy's a made woman.
Okay. Yeah. She's too short, so she can't go over the top rope.
Yeah.
So they'll never get her out.
You know, I never really put that pick into perspective, but with everything that's gone on storyline-wise, and I don't mean this with hyperbole, Nia Jax is an attractive pick to win the Rumble.
She is.
Because
that's how she gets a shot at getting her title back from Tiffy.
Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking, man, it's probably going to be her because everyone wants it to be Mommy. Everyone wants it to be Mommy.
Well, Mommy's a champion. She's not in the Rumble.
Oh, that's right.
So Julia's not going to be in the Rumble.
Well, no, I could see the NXT champ still being in there for a shot at like the bigger title or whatever, right?
But not Mommy and not.
So what is she doing then? Nothing? She's going to be on the sidelines?
Well, she wrestled Saturday Night's Main Event last weekend, the weekend before the Rumble.
Okay, then you know what? Then it's between Nia and Liv. To continue, if Liv wins, it's Liv and Mommy again.
And it can't be Nia versus Rhea because Nia already lost to Rhea Saturday Night's Main Event.
Okay.
So it's either Nia or
It's got to
Liv.
be Nia. Nia's winning this. Nia's winning it. Nia Jax.
Yeah. I'll ride with that. Yeah.
Unless it's Charlotte, because why LOL Charlotte wins. I'm so dreading the Women's Royal Rumble because of Charlotte. Charlotte has made me like, fuck. Like, Moxley has, fuck heat. But Charlotte has that same heat for me. The only other person that has more heat than Charlotte for me is fucking Mercedes Moné. Like, I know she's the champ in AEW right now, but goddamn, I'm pissed. The fact that I even thought that Mercedes could be in this fucking match. I know it's not possible, but goddamn it, she better not be in the Rumble.
I'm at a 8 for the Rumble, for the Women's Rumble.
I'm at an 8 also.
Okay.
Because I would be at a 10 if it wasn't like, of course it's going to be Nia. But fuck, I could be wrong and it'd be Charlotte. If it wasn't for either one of those two, I'd probably be at like a 9 or a 10 because it's goddamn Royal Rumble.
I'm going to get right to it. Who do you think is winning the Men's Rumble?
Roman. Am I wrong? That's how Roman gets a title shot without like having to so to speak, get blood on his hands and ruffle up Cody's feathers. He just wins the Rumble, and that's it. So now he's got a shot against Cody. So we have Roman versus Cody, the rematch at Mania. Oh, man. But this time, Roman's kind of a face because he vanquished the Bloodline 2.0. So now we have to have the audience pick and choose sides. Are you going with Cody who's been a face this entire time, who saved you from Roman, or are you going with the returning Roman Reigns, who, remember, he was kind of a dick, and Drew tried to tell you, Seth tried to tell you, Cody tried to tell you, but God damn it, you love Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn say, hey, he's right. And God damn it, you love CM Punk, and CM Punk was like, well, I'll be on his team too, so you know what, he's all right. And he vanquished Solo, so you know what, he's all right. Maybe he's not all right. Maybe he's still the fucking villain this entire time, but you're cheering for him until he puts the pounding on Cody.
I'm gonna help you there.
Okay. Portia says Hendry. Hey, Portia.
I still believe. Congrats on the championship.
She also says that Nikki Bella could show up because she was helping promote Traders, but she's already eliminated from. Spoiler alert! She's already eliminated from the Traders.
What would be the fresher take?
Okay.
Roman getting another title shot at WrestleMania again.
Okay.
4 years in a row. Waiting like a doomsday clock for that WrestleMania to happen because you know what's going to happen, whether he's a face or a heel. Or would it be a fresher take if Roman wins Money in the Bank?
What?
And then he's like, you know what? I don't need to worry about WrestleMania like I did last year. I'm telling you right now, I'm catching this is my WrestleMania main event in June. And he teases off and on with both champions. Am I going to cash it right now? Nah, I'm not ready.
Wise man, should I cash in right now?
What's the weather like, Wise man? Is it now?
Yeah.
You know? Bro.
Okay.
We've never seen Roman with a briefcase. We've seen Roman main event every WrestleMania since he came back from remission.
Okay. Roman's not going to carry around the briefcase, though.
And that's the point.
Paul Heyman's going to carry around the briefcase.
That's the point. And it won't be a briefcase.
It'd be a Ula Fala briefcase.
Every week, the briefcase is going to match the pattern on Heyman's suit.
Oh, God. Yes.
Because you can make the argument that the most important title to Roman Reigns isn't around your waist.
It's around his neck. Okay.
So,
all right.
Just to slide him off the table, just for now.
Okay. All right.
We'll dance with him a little bit if you want to bring him back.
I like the idea. This is great fantasy booking, but you're fucking crazy. That's not going to happen. But okay.
I've been your friend for 20 years. I'm fucking crazy.
I know. For argument's sake, let's go ahead and slide Roman off the table. Okay, cool. Who else you got?
Did they give their hand by showing CM Punk and Cody Rhodes the way they did on Raw?
No. Maybe. I don't know. I think that's going to be a really, really good red herring.
Do you want to see Cody versus Roman for a third time, or do you want to see Cody versus Punk for the first time?
I would like to see Cody versus Punk for the first time.
There. That's the only defense I have.
Okay.
That's the only defense I have. Is
fair. That is fair.
Roman versus Rock is not off the table yet.
Right. I don't think that Punk needs to win the Rumble to cash in his favor for a title shot with Heyman. He still has a favor. So what we're gonna get, this isn't a prediction, this is a spoiler. What we're gonna get is Roman's gonna win, face Cody at Mania, beat Cody at Mania, and then Punk, Raw after Mania, cashes in his favor, and that sets up Punk versus Roman.
You don't think that sets up Punk cashing in to being a triple threat and Punk finally main eventing a Mania?
Why not? Sure, I'd be okay with that too. Punk versus Roman versus Cody? Shit, that. I'll put butts in seats. I buy that for $1.
There's Roman versus The Rock you can do. If you're ballsy, Hunter, you open up that Sunday night with Roman versus Jacob Fatu. Ooh. You saw how Fatu laid out Strowman?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jacob doesn't have to beat Roman. He doesn't have to pin Roman.
I'm gonna say something.
He just has to make the ref throw out the match because Roman can't Roman no more.
I'm gonna say something that shouldn't be controversial, but might be controversial. Jacob Fatu has more charisma than any of the other members of the bloodline. He has more charisma than the Tongans, both of them, right? He has more charisma than Solo. He has more charisma than Jimmy, more charisma than Jay, more charisma than Roman.
Thank you. I was going to end it with, I think he has more than Roman. He's a better heel than Roman's heel character ever was. And I think Roman as this cool, like fucking LeBron James kind of guy.
Yeah.
Jacob can outdo that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I would say, I'd go even further. As far as charisma, I would rank Fatu, Jey Uso, Roman Reigns.
And then Jimmy under there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell no. I'd have over Jimmy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If you really start letting Jacob shine, giving him more opportunities, that kid's got a kid. That grown ass man, that ex-felon has fucking charisma.
Breaker, Penta, Fatu. That's your next 5 years.
Okay. You said something about Breaker. Hector said his dark horse to win it, Braun Breaker, and he goes up against Gunther. How about that?
I like it.
So if you stay away from the Cody and Roman side of things and you look at who could be possible challengers for Gunther, because again, you're right, you have Elimination Chamber between now and Mania. The winner of the Rumble doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to fight Cody. They could fight Gunther. Right? Could it be Braun?
What if Braun Breaker is just pacing in that Elimination Chamber pod, barking the entire time? Because once that dog's let out, everybody gonna get bit.
Yeah. Do you have any other dark horse candidates that could win, that could face Gunther?
Yeah.
Who?
This guy's only cut one promo.
Penta?
Cena.
Cena's in the Rumble. Okay.
Cena loses to Gunther at Mania.
Wow.
Farewell tour.
Wow. Cena loses to Gunther at Mania. That is
how much
bold prediction.
On the way out.
But I can see it.
How much more made is Gunther beating Cena at Mania in his final year?
That's made man status.
Breaker, Penta, Fatu, Gunther is your next 5 years.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn, I didn't even think about that. Okay, well then let's play this game because we're trying to really say who's gonna win. Let's make this a little bit easier on ourselves. Final four. Roman,
Cena,
Punk, Drew.
Oh fuck. Seth? You could do an elimination chamber with just those guys on Raw.
Yeah.
McIntyre, Seth, Punk, Sammy, Jay, and Breaker. You could put also that's an elimination chamber right there, and the winner gets Gunther. Cena. Okay. Cena in the chamber. Fuck. Fuck.
The men's Rumble and the men's subsequently chamber.
If Breaker eliminates Cena in the chamber,
almost an embarrassment of riches right now. Because you have more of the contemporary, been around legacy guys and your new up and comers, all the ones that you just mentioned, right?
Who's on SmackDown that matches the stuff on Raw? LA Knight?
Yeah.
Devil's Advocate, Shinsuke Nakamura?
Yeah, if you
Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes. Roman's on Raw, right? Or is he on both brands right now just because it's Roman?
I think he's on whatever brand he wants to be on.
So for argument's sake, Roman. So Cody, KO, Roman, LA Knight, Shinsuke Nakamura. Compared to the main event talent on Raw, it feels like you need the Money in the Bank winner to go after Cody.
Hector says the WWE title picture is made for the Elimination Chamber.
I agree.
Okay.
There's a lot more opportunity for someone to impress us, someone to make a name for themselves, or someone to solidify their career in the men's Rumble this year. Like, we just named like at least 8 people, 9 people.
So have somebody that's really challenging for Gunther as a secondary world title.
Priest needs a title shot without any interference. Now we take Balor out.
More so than the Cody and Bloodline stuff, because that could happen in Chamber.
And you can still have Bloodline stuff in the Rumble. So what if Jacob doesn't?
Fuck.
What if Jacob eliminates Roman?
Oh fuck! A returning Aleister Black.
He ain't winning.
He could be Final Four. He could be a nice surprise.
I don't see him as Final Four.
No,
I'll go this far. He's the second person in the Rumble. He's entry number 2.
Really?
So he can get his entrance and his
Oh,
walk.
yeah.
He's not going to get all that crap if he's number 19.
Yeah.
No. Surprise entrant. I'm going to say it again. I'm Ken Shamrock.
What?
Ken Shamrock. Yeah.
Ken Shamrock?
Yeah.
Is he alive?
Yeah. He's in better shape than both of us.
Well,
he still wrestles.
That's not saying much.
He still wrestles.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put him beneath Triple H in the Hall of Fame class
How old
this year.
is he? Is he in his 60s? Is he pushing 70?
Google it, Hector. I'm going to guess 59.
59.
That's my guess. I have no idea, Hector.
Okay.
Google that. Google
Ken
that.
Shamrock. Get the
Ken
fuck
Shamrock.
out of here. Okay. Dude, if Ken Shamrock actually shows up, I owe you $5.
Here's a surprise. Matt Cardona.
Okay, that's a good one. That could be, yeah. Oh, anybody from TNA. Oh, Portia had already mentioned it. Joe Hendry.
They took him off of that Jericho cruise. He was supposed to be on the cruise right now. They took him off, so it might be there.
And Joe Hendry, yeah.
It might be there.
You say his name and he appears.
Yeah. But if you say it 3 times, he'll kill you.
Okay.
Bad
Bunny. He's got an album coming out. Show up in
It's
the
been
Rumble.
out. He's fucking dude.
Yeah. Have Bad Bunny show up and be like, hey, don't forget to buy my album. Whoop, get thrown over to the top rope. Him and Priest have a little moment, either helping each other out.
I need Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul at Mania.
Yeah. Bad Bunny.
I'm gonna throw something.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Anybody watching this, you need to watch the Hot Ones with Bad Bunny.
Okay.
You gotta watch the Hot Ones with Bad Bunny. It's hilarious.
We've had some entertaining entries in the Rumble before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna throw one that probably no one's expecting.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Van Vliet.
As a competitor? Chris Van Vliet? No.
He's in shape. He wrestles.
He does?
He's trained to wrestle. Yeah.
What about Simon Miller?
Who?
Simon Miller. From Ups and Downs? Oh my God. Okay.
Sorry. I'm not as young as you are.
Ugh. Hector says surprise entrance: X-Pac, Matt Cardona, Joe Hendry, Matt or Jeff Hardy, Aleister Black, Dr. Wagner Jr.
Yeah, that's his contract's up. He's rumored to be moving around.
All right. Dr. Wagner.
All right, Hector. If we get Dr. Wagner, I want him face to face with Penta.
Yes. What about Phoenix?
No. He's still under contract. Don't comes down.
He didn't get fired by attacking.
No. That's false.
Jungle Boy. That never happened.
Yeah.
That was fake news.
They took his merch off the site. He's not getting any money whatsoever.
Yeah.
Khan's keeping him under contract. He's not.
Okay.
He already sees what's happening. He sees what's going on with Punk. He sees what's going on with Cody. He sees what's going on with Penta. You know, he's to a lesser extent. He sees what they've done with fucking
who?
Surprise entrant.
Oh.
Lexus King, Brian
Right.
Pillman Jr.
All right, fair.
He's
Oh,
all these people that have left AEW because they thought AEW was going to be the answer to Vince McMahon, and now that Vince McMahon is gone, there's no question to be answered. Now it's Tony Khan. I bet, dude. I want to be surprised. Give me fucking Keith Lee. God damn, yeah, Keith Lee, man.
Portia says Trick Williams, Tricky Willie. What do you think?
Oh yes,
his little hits on the Titantron.
yeah.
People are gonna
crowd's
recognize
gonna go fucking, especially if he goes in there after Carmelo.
Oh yeah. Mello, him and Mello,
Because they tend to tie a lot of entrance with whoever's already in there, so that they can.
That'd be cool. Okay.
It's not as obvious because there's at least a half dozen guys, if not more, in the men's division from either brand that you can make a case for taking it away.
Hikuleo, Omos, Well, Hector saying Ethan Page, but we already had mentioned that with Alexander, and both of them having a moment. Yeah, that would have a little bit of a North ring. God damn, the North versus the Machine Guns versus DIY. Jesus Christ, dude!
I'm surprised Hector hasn't mentioned this, and I'm surprised you haven't brought this up.
What?
There's someone else that has unfinished business with Cody.
Who? Kenny Omega? Who?
The Rock.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
what if
so
The Rock wins the Rumble?
The Rock will only win the Rumble if he's entrant number 30.
Okay, so what if The Rock is entrant 30?
Okay, so The Rock is entrant 30. He can win the Rumble, and The Rock versus Cody happens. I could see that instead of it being Roman and somehow that being a thing. But I kind of don't want it to happen. I don't foresee that being in Triple H's 2025 WWE, right? I think Triple H wants to skew more younger and active than it is like the older guys for main event status. Cena, I could get it for putting over guys like how you said with your idea.
Cena, Gunther, Rock, Cody.
No, you can't do both. You can't do Cena and Rock versus newer guys. You can't do that at Mania. Both of them, no.
What if Cody beats The Rock, but Cena beats Gunther?
Still, I don't think you could do it. I don't think so.
I'm at a 10 for the men's Rumble.
Oh yeah, I'm at a 10. I'm at a 10. Yeah. Dude, this Rumble seems stacked. It seems a little unpredictable, with the exception of the Roman thing, because that is what seems to be obvious to me. But we've already discussed so many other little ways and avenues that they could go. Instead of having the winner face Cody, you could have the winner face Gunther. So yeah, that kind of opens it up a little bit more. But I think it's kind of obvious that it's Roman, but it's not super obvious. It's not a super majority. It's not like a 60%. Of course, it's going to be Roman. It's more
the majority is Punk.
I think it's more like 40% Roman, and then everyone else is divided up in 10% chunks, maybe 10 to 5% chunks. I don't think Punk is that high on the list.
Oh yeah, I think
Punk is maybe third or fourth down on the list.
I think he's on the top of the list, if not second to Cena.
Okay.
Overall,
Logan Paul number 30. Get me off of the.
Here, let me wash that taste out of your mouth.
All right.
Surprise entrant. Dominic Mysterio gets eliminated by Rhea Ripley.
Rhea shows up in the men's. Because Nia showed up in the men's last year, 2 years ago.
Which builds up to Rhea Ripley versus Dominic Mysterio at WrestleMania.
Do we have any men showing up in the Women's Rumble? Santino Marella to eliminate his daughter, Santina.
R-Truth again?
Yeah! Yes!
Quick tangent, since we're on this Rumble topic.
Brock Lesnar. Get the fuck out of here, Hector. No Brock.
I'm asking this to you too, Hector. Instead of our jaded brains, let's think with our hearts.
Okay.
Could Triple H create a story well enough to be told to make you as a wrestling fan believe that R-Truth can win the Royal Rumble. Don't go any further. Don't go any further than the Rumble. I'm not saying he has the title for 5 years. Can R-Truth win the Rumble? And you buy it. What has R-Truth done in the last 5 years that has been bad?
I think I remember one Royal Rumble. We were at your house when you had a house.
That's not 5 years ago.
That was a long time
10
ago.
At least.
It was a long time ago.
In
I
a
remember.
galaxy far, far away.
And we came this close
Santino?
to seeing Santino Marella win the goddamn Royal Rumble. And we were all there for it. And we were all like, fuck yes.
Was it the next year where Santino almost won Elimination Chamber?
I think so. So can you give the same treatment to R-Truth? Yeah. Can R-Truth somehow fucking win the Royal Rumble? Oh my God, that'd be such a pleasant surprise to so many people.
Can I go one step further?
Yeah.
Devil's advocate.
Hector says yes, but by accident.
R-Truth wins the Rumble and challenges Obafemi.
What? Oh my God. Okay.
Imagine the underdog story for R-Truth against Oba fucking Femi.
Yeah. All right.
And then you don't got to worry about then you can do Elimination Chamber and do matches for the rest of the shit for Gunther and for fucking Cody. And Royal Rumble's off the table because R-Truth is gonna use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I can see that happen. Just thinking, not with my logical, jaded wrestling fan brain, just thinking with my heart. Yeah, that'd be cool. But while my heart does beat for R-Truth,
Yeah.
I think I have a bigger spot in my heart for a certain big étoile, a certain big E.
Here's my problem with this.
And I don't want here we go. What about Big E? Don't go any further. Just think with your heart.
No. I will not have a guttural reaction. I will not have had a guttural reaction since Bryan Danielson did not come out at 30. If Big E's in the Rumble, he better fucking win it. He better fucking win it.
Yeah.
Because that is the waste of one of the biggest opportunities that you get in wrestling.
Yeah.
And this isn't as a negative, but just as proof. The list is almost, figuratively speaking, a mile long of wrestlers that have come back from injury to win the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
And you're not going to do it to Big E? Someone in that office is racist.
All right.
So if that thunder hits, that song hits and Big E comes out, man, imagine the boos if he gets eliminated.
Imagine the boos if Kofi and Woods eliminate him. If Kofi and or Woods eliminate Big E.
I said corrected. That's your Mania match. That's your Mania match. With the other as referee. With the other as referee. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
You know who I would want it to be?
Who?
Woods.
Woods?
Yeah, he needs to run.
Woods. Yeah, Woods needs to run.
All fairness.
Yeah.
The list is shorter of King of the Ring winners than there is WWE champions.
Okay.
But half of those King of the Ring runs are not that good.
Yeah.
And Booker T kind of outdid it. Like, you can't outdo the Booker T run for King of the Ring.
Yeah.
You can't do that again.
You can't.
So he needs a world title run.
Okay.
Xavier needs a world title run. It doesn't have to be a WWE belt, but he needs one to solidify his run with the group. Like, he is just as equal as the group. At times, better than Kofi. or Big E on the mic, or with charisma, or with the trumpet, or with the bootios, or with the gaming. He's due at some point for a run.
Yeah.
Even if it's Kane one night only run.
Okay.
That moment of him holding the belt as a fucking face or a heel as champion.
Yeah.
He is due that run. The only problem is you saw how much time we spent on at least a half dozen other people on the roster that have already established a run and are looking to establish or solidify a final run. That's fucking, dude. You need like 5 WWE brands right now for Xavier Woods to get a run at a world title. Yeah, it's so fucking tough. And the last thing we want to do as fans is at the expense of someone else's spot. I was like, how many more wrestlers can get hurt in order for Woods to be like, well, kid, you're up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it sucks, but it's just the reality of it.
Woods will get his moment when he wins the Money in the Bank, says Hector. Portia says, nah. Kim Yim will interfere on Big E's behalf.
Oh,
shit. Can you imagine Kim Yim go out there and just fucking kick Woods in the nuts?
God damn.
Oh, shit. Hector says if Triple H was serious, have R-Truth be converted after a story by the Wyatt Six and have him be Serious Truth from TNA. What? Ooh. And have him win the Rumble.
They're not ready for that.
They're not ready for that.
They're not ready.
Ron the Truth Killings. Oh no, you're not ready for that. Although that run he had as NWA TNA champion was fucking great. Yeah. That was what, 15 years ago? 20 years ago?
22 years ago. TNA
Jesus
was
Christ.
2002.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Homework.
Oh shit.
Favorite Royal Rumble moments.
Hector actually has an entry for this. He says his top Royal Rumble moment for him is when Michaels and Taker ended one year and then were the first two the following year.
I don't care about the following year. That's on my list. Taker and HBK, last two men in 2007. Yeah, Michaels kip up, Taker sit up, and they literally had like a 12-minute match.
Yeah.
After Undertaker eliminated Khali, Michael Cole, who could stop Khali? Gong, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know if these are ranked, but I'm gonna just go from the bottom to the top.
Okay.
Cena and Batista eliminating each other.
Okay.
As the last two. Mm-hmm. With a tear in my eye. 92, Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Brock's entire run in 2020.
The tale of two Rumbles.
Yeah.
Where the first half was all Drew, the second half was all Brock.
Backwards.
Or excuse me. Yeah, sorry.
First half was all Brock.
Yeah.
Styles debut in O-Town.
Yep.
Cena returning in 08.
Fuck that. No,
we were at that Mania. We were like, who's going to win it? And then Cena comes out and we're all like, fuck.
Cena. LOL. Cena wins. God damn. I was so mad that night. I was so mad at that Rumble.
So was I.
So mad.
You know what? So was the crowd. Because it was like at some wing place on Westheimer near Beltway, near Highway 6. And people were pissed. I was like, damn, I got a ticket for this Rumble? For this Mania?
Yeah.
Man, I can't suffer alone. Who can I sucker to come with me? And I wound up marrying her. Here's a low-key favorite of mine.
Okay.
The stare down between Hogan and Warrior.
Nice.
Because that at the time, there was no possibility. The thought would have never entered someone's mind. Wait, we're getting Hogan versus fucking Warrior?
Yeah.
And they teased it at that Rumble, and man, they went fucking ape shit. We wound up getting it later on.
Well, kind of along the same lines, AJ Nakamura.
Oh, yeah.
After AJ Nakamura had all that history in Japan, and they both ended up in the same Rumble, and then they were like, I see you. Yeah. That was good.
Super kick, 619 RKO. Nia Jax's elimination of the Rumble. Yeah. There's a few Rumbles where you can pretty much tell who was going to win.
Okay.
And I think the spitting image of that was 98. Steve Austin, the glass breaks and everyone stops.
Yeah.
And everyone is looking at the ramp because the last 6 weeks, Austin's been running up on Raw, just stunning random people.
Yeah.
And so everybody is wanting to get their hands on Austin. So when Austin runs in from the crowd in the back and starts jumping people and stunning people and throwing people over, bruh, that lives rent-free in my head to this day.
Okay.
And on the top of the list, Taker and HBK 07, that last 12 minutes.
I got one for you that's also related to Stone Cold. Stone Cold eliminating people left and right. People aren't in the Rumble for long enough. And he's literally in the ring by himself multiple times
97.
over and over.
97?
Sitting on the turnbuckle, waiting. And then, dun, 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 and it's Bret Hart. And he's like, yeah, that was great.
And they get in there, and it's back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, bro. Hector says Edge returning in 2020. Yeah, that was a good one.
It's good. It just gets watered down a little bit because I figured that was going to be his swan song in WWE. So to see him in AEW and break his fucking leg, God damn it.
Yeah, and then he also says Triple H and Ambrose being the final two.
You know my opinion of that Rumble. I think Hector knows my opinion of that Rumble.
Share with the class then.
One of the biggest mistakes in WWE history.
Wow.
I've said it several times. I'll throw one more for the fans for the audience that hasn't listened yet because we got some new listeners. You could have told a better story with Triple H and Ambrose being the last two people because at that point Triple H had already eliminated Roman and the title was on the line. Roman was champ. Mm-hmm. So we were guaranteed a new world champion. Triple H and Ambrose are the last two in the ring. They circle each other. Triple H winks at him and he eliminates himself.
Yeah,
giving Ambrose the belt. And you have between Rumble and Mania where Roman finally gets a shot to see if Roman versus Ambrose, if Ambrose was corporate or if Ambrose was like, what the fuck? You know? He could have told the story a lot better because Triple H winning the belt, us fans, we knew Triple H was dropping the belt to Roman at Mania. Mm-hmm. And we could have not known if Ambrose would have walked away from Mania with the belt. Because at that time, that he had the Samoa Joe syndrome. At that time, he was flaming hot, and they didn't strike on it.
Yeah.
And by the time he won the belt, he wasn't as hot.
Yeah.
Which makes me think, man, if he would have won that Rumble going into that Mania, fuck, he might still be with the company right now.
Maybe. He might have Roman's spot.
Yeah.
Or Seth's spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when everybody thought he was the leader of the Shield?
Fuck.
Everyone thought Ambrose was the leader of the Shield.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then it turned out to be Seth.
I mean, have you seen the clips online of CM Punk and Seth Rollins? Separate interviews. The original plan for the Shield was Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Chris Hero.
Yeah.
Cassius Ohno.
Yeah.
And they wanted Roman in there because it was their guy and Roman would learn from them.
Yeah.
But imagine if it was fucking Chris Hero instead of Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. That was violent. Okay.
That's a show.
That's a show?
As far as
the
big stuff.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Have you done any local stuff?
I'm going to do some local stuff.
Tell them.
This weekend.
Oh, shit.
On Saturday.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I have a booking for ACW at the Houston Premier Arena. I'm going to be doing commentary. So come on out, ACW. Saturday, February the 1st.
What time?
At 7:00. And guess what? We're going to have a battle royal. So make sure you come out, check it out.
If you could have done it like at 1.
I know.
Or at 2.
Yep.
But it pays the bills, right?
Yeah.
God damn
But that's the next one. ACW. My first time being booked for ACW. So thank you.
Off the top of my head, I don't remember the exact date,
Mm-hmm.
but there will be a Doomsday Wrestling Tex Lone Star Memorial Show happening sometime in March at Bad Astronaut Brewing.
Where
on
did you
Saturday.
see this information?
I have insider information
Oh, you
that I
motherfucker.
cannot divulge at the
So
time.
is this public information yet, or are you scooping something right now?
I'm actually scooping.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yes, I am scooping.
Tex Lone Star Memorial Show is going to happen sometime in March at Bad Astronaut.
Yes.
Bad Astronaut Brewery.
Yes.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
I'm taking it on your good authority.
Yes.
Which might be somebody else's good authority, but a journalist never reveals their sources,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes.
All right. I am down if your sources are correct and there's other sources that need to be sourced. Yes, let us know. And if you need help, if you need other people to do stuff, I will gladly help out. I said this whenever we first talked about Tex passing, that if something were to go down, I want to be a part of it. So yeah, whoever it is that's organizing this, if you're watching, if you're listening, please let me know. I want to be a part of this.
Anything else?
I think that's it for now.
Tentatively,
Tentatively.
we'll be back in 2 weeks
Mm-hmm.
to preview NXT Vengeance Day
Okay.
and Grand Slam Australia,
Ah.
both happening on the calendar on the same day.
Okay.
For whatever fucking reason, AEW has not made it clear if they're airing the show live or if they're taping it, because they're airing it on TNT. It's also available on Max. Australia is 17 hours ahead of us.
That's a lot of time.
Which means the show would be Friday morning.
Okay.
Or Friday evening, which would be Valentine's Day, not the 15th. So I kind of hope it's live, but I kind of get it if it's tape delay.
Yeah.
But do you want to? That means I got to stay off of Facebook all fucking day that Saturday. That's hard.
Yeah.
Very, very. We'll figure it out. That's our next show. 2
All
weeks.
right. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
All right. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. So we have 2 matches already.
2 matches on our match of the year
list. Damn.
Fuck.
And with that,
adios, my friends. Keep it classy.
goddamn, 2 matches.